To load this data into Excel, there's a few ways of doing that. One, you could just open all of these CSVs as tabs in a workbook, and that works if you've got small amounts of data. If you've got large amounts and you're doing lookups, you can quickly run out of memory and Excel will grind to a halt. So there's a better way of doing that, and that's using Power Query. So we will load these first two files because they're just single one-off data files. Go into Excel, Data, and get data from text CSV. And we're going to pull in, let's pull in the values first. And the way I like to do it is load to and only create connection. This way we're not creating a data tab, we're just connecting to a CSV file externally. We're going to repeat that for the definitions. Load to, and we're only creating connection. And these now can be combined to create a single file of attributes, because the attribute name is in the definitions area and the rest of the IDs and stuff, and values, of course, are in the values file. There's a couple ways of bringing in the user's data. Because we've got a bunch of files, 7 different files that we need to combine, we can either load them in from a folder or load them in the same way we did these two files and then connect them manually. You would only do the latter if you didn't trust your data or if there were errors that you were likely going to have to address. If you trust the data is clean and have some experience with this, then I like to go in, get data from file, go down to from folder, and we're going to choose the user's folder. That brings up this menu, and we're going to choose combine and load to. That's going to show us some data, and we can just look at that to make sure that everything looks good, that we've got the right kind of delimiters and character set, and the right kind of properties, and then just click OK. And again, choose only create connection. This creates a bunch of more stuff, which if you trust your data, you don't need to fiddle with. To deal with the data that you've now read in, you can double click on any one of these connections, and that opens up the Power Query window. When we look at the user's data, which is just going to be this stuff here at the bottom, we've got the source file name and then all of the rows from that file. And if we scroll all the way to the bottom, we're going to see the users_1, users_2, which are going to be duplicate rows with new updated information. To show that the differentials have brought in new data that's updated duplicate rows, sort by, I like to do descending user ID, then scroll over to version number, click that, and also sort by descending ID. Notice the little number 2 here shows that this is the second order sort. Now back over here, we can see duplicated names, and the first in the list is from one of the differentials that was downloaded. Now, I want to tell you that you could just remove duplicates right here. The problem is that doesn't just keep the first one that is found. In fact, it seems to keep whichever was loaded first. And since that's not going to be something you can rely on, we need to handle this a little differently. So we have this query. We need to create a new one so that we can fiddle with it. And that is going to be a duplicate of the existing one. Now this one we're going to call max version. And in this table, we are going to transform group by. We're going to start with the user ID, and the new version column is going to be the maximum value of the existing version column. So that now creates for each user ID a version number. We can now merge this with the original based on the matching user ID and version number as a left outer join. then expand, and we can get rid of the source name column, user ID, and the version from the new file, because we already have those. And uncheck this option to use the original column name as a prefix. That'll keep it a little cleaner. So the resulting data has version in the wrong place, but it's now one row per user. To make this look more original, I can just move the version column all the way over to the right. It was the third last column in the file. And now we want to save this query, and that's done through the close and load. But if we don't choose the option to create connection only, it's going to create this as a data tab in Excel, which we don't want just yet. So we choose close and load to create connection only.